Hi, I'm PrepperMark, and today I want to talk to you about bugging out scenario. A prepper friend of mine stopped in to visit me a couple of days ago, and we were sitting around and talking, and we got on a what-if scenario. And what we came up with was, what if you only had a few minutes to bug out on foot to a wilderness area, and you could only take 3 items, and a bug out bag or survival pack couldn't be one of those items. The items had to be 3 individual items. What items would you take? Now, for most preppers, it would be really hard for them to survive for any length of time with just 3 items. That's why everyone has a bug out bag or a survival pack. But in a bug out situation, you just never know what might happen that would cause you to bug out without your bug out bag or your survival pack. So you need to be prepared for anything. Now, the first item I would take would be a good fire starter. Now, it don't matter if it's a good survival lighter, a fire steel, or a magnesium fire starter, as long as it's going to be a good, reliable way to start a fire. The first reason that a fire starter would be the first item I would take is because where I live at, we have daytime temperatures in the teens and nighttime lows in the single digits. And the ground is covered with snow, and it's been really windy out. When you're exposed to those temperatures and you add in the wind, you can feel the cold getting into your body in no time. It's like the old timers used to say, chilled to the bone. So you need to be able to make a fire to warm up and to stay warm. And if you don't have a fire, chances are you're going to get hypothermia and possibly die. The second reason for having a fire starter is that you'll need to be able to boil water to make it safe for drinking. And to do that, you'll need to be able to make a fire. If you don't boil your water before drinking it, then you could become very sick. And if you get really sick, you might not be able to take care of yourself or be able to do the things you need to do to stay alive in a survival situation. And if you're in a bug out situation, you're probably not going to be able to get any medical treatment, so there's a chance you could die. Now, the third reason for having a fire starter is that you'll have to hunt for small game or catch some fish to eat, and you'll need a fire to cook over. So for those 3 reasons, a fire starter is going to be the #1 item for me to take. The second item I would take would be a good survival knife. One that is capable of doing everything I need it to do. The first reason why I would have a survival knife as my second item is, in a bug out situation, you would need to make a good shelter. And the reasons why you would have to make a shelter is to get out of the elements, like the cold temperatures, the wind, the snow, or the rain. Also, you might need to make a good shelter to protect yourself from wild animals. The second reason is you're going to need it to help you get food. With a survival knife, you'll be able to make some traps for catching small game like squirrels or rabbits, and also you'll be able to make some fish traps to help you catch some fish. You also can attach your survival knife on the end of a stick and use it like a spear, for spearing small or medium game animals, or for spearing some fish. The third reason is you might have to use it for protection, where it would be for protection in a hand-to-hand type situation, or attaching it to the end of a stick and using it like a spear. Or maybe use it for carving a bow and making some arrows. There's just 3 reasons why I would take a survival knife as my second item, and there are 1,000 more things you could use a survival knife for in the survival situation to help you survive. So for me, a good survival knife is a must-have. Now, for me, the first 2 items are the most important items for survival, no matter what situation you're in. But the third item is going to depend on what situation you'll be bugging out in and the area that you'll be bugging out to. Now, if you're going to be bugging out in an area that doesn't have much in the way of water, then my third item would be a water carrier with water in it. You can only survive 3 days without water, and if you're bugging out to an area that doesn't have much in the way of water, then you're going to have to take some with you to survive. And you're also going to need something to put water in when you do find it. And hopefully that same item you'll be taking, you'll be able to boil water in it to make it safe for drinking. Now, if you're in an area where it's cold, like like the area I live in, then you want to take a sleeping bag like I am. The reason I'm taking a sleeping bag is because it's really cold and windy here, and I want to be able to crawl in my sleeping bag and stay nice and warm and comfortable so I get a good night's sleep, so I'm well rested and have plenty of energy for the next day to do the things I need to get done, like building a shelter, getting firewood, finding food, or hiking to find a good location for a permanent shelter. And if I'm shivering and shaking all night long because I'm freezing, then I won't have any energy the next day to get these things done. Now, if you're in a situation where there's a invading enemy force or armed gangs terrorizing everybody, or dangerous animals or polar bears or whip packs or mountain lions, then my third item would be a high-powered rifle for my safety and my protection. Now, this isn't the rifle I would be taking. This was this laying here, so I thought I would use it to show a rifle in this video. But you're going to have some sort of weapon to protect yourself if you're bugging out in a situation like that. So there's the 3 items I would take in this scenario, and hopefully nothing will ever happen to cause us to bug out. But in case it does, we all have to be ready and have our survival packs packed up and ready to go. Well, I want to thank everyone for watching. Take care and God bless.